Hi everyone, I'm Tina Valdez with Experience Traveling. I'm coming to you to share with you another recipe from our travels, and that would be pasta from Italy. So I'm going to start off with a cup of flour, and basically you put a well or a hole in the center of the flour the best that you can, and then take an egg which has been kept at room temperature, and you want to go ahead and put the egg in the center of that flour, and then you want to be able to, may roll over and stuff like that, but bring it together. It's going to be messy, but so it absorbs the liquids, and work your flour together. You might need to add a little bit of water as you go through it. As you can tell, it's quite dry at the moment, but you work it together. My grandmother used to do this quite often. She's known for homemade noodles, and our family loves it. So when we went to Italy and tried their pasta, it was fascinating to know that they make it very similar to the way the Germans do, but there's different ways of doing it. Not everybody makes it the same way. My grandmother and my mom make it to where they roll out their dough and so forth, and I'm going to add a little bit of water because it's obviously a little dry. And they'll roll it out to the thickness that they want, and then they let it dry. And a lot of it has to do with the temperature that where you're at and so forth, for it to dry well. And then cut it up to the lengths that you want, and then actually cook it, and it's really yummy. And then brown your butter in a cast iron pan. And I know this doesn't look like, it looks like a mess. It is, but you've got to work it together. Do have to put a little elbow grease into it just to get it going. And I'm probably gonna have to add a little bit more water because it's still a little dry. But in Italy, they do it a little bit different. They work the dough and roll it out, and you actually cut the pasta, and then you boil it. Then you're not having to dry and wait for it, which is nice. So you can actually eat your pasta sooner. So I'm working this together. It is a little bit of a slow process. It's not fast. And I'm not an expert. I just thought I'd come and share with y'all that it can be done, and you're not having to buy noodles if you don't want to. You can actually make them at home, which makes more fun. We have our little pal in the background. He's eager to go and play. I'm going to add a little bit more water because this is a little dry still. Make it a little gummy. That way I can work more of this dough. And when I'm in the kitchen, I have to honestly admit, I'm not a clean cook. I love the mess. And as you can see now, all the flour and everything is sticking together. Love to cook, love to make the mess, but I don't enjoy having to clean it up. So that's my style of cooking. I'll cook and have somebody else clean if I can. If not, I do it all. But it is fun. So now I'm just kneading the dough, working it together. In Italy, I don't think we work the dough this hard. But you've got to work it together, and then I'm going to sprinkle a little bit more flour on here, so that way when I get ready to roll it out, it's not sticking to my rolling pan. And some like to, this is one where you can actually add water and ice to it if you wanted to roll with a cool roller. And some will just roll with a regular rolling pin. It could be wood or metal, either way. But I'm putting flour on it. It won't be real floury tasting, it's just to help roll it. Move this to the side. And it also helps be able to work the noodles a bit more. You do have to apply some pressure. And you may find that you have to add some more flour as you go. But you want to roll it as thin as possible because that will help the noodles actually cook quicker. I'm going to flip it. I know the Italians are much better at this than I, but it's fun to learn. And just thought I would share because it is fun learning from other countries how they make their food, because this is what they enjoy doing and do very well with. Okay, add a little more flour. Oops. And then once you get ready to cook these, you want to have your water boiling, and you can put some salt in there so that way it's ready to go. And then if you like, once your noodles are cooked, you can brown some butter in a cast iron pan or in a frying pan that you may have, and then drizzle that over your pasta once it's done, and garnish it with some parsley or some other garnishes. Now, of course, you can make bigger amounts. Our baby's wanting some attention. At this point, most will usually trim and get an even square, but I'm going to go ahead and show you where you can just roll this up in a little bowl here, and then you can cut them as thin or as wide, so you can have a wide noodle. As you can see, it's wide, or you can have one that's fairly thin, and you can even cut them thinner if you want, which they'll unravel and be very thin. So you have different sizes, but with the flour, it makes it easier for them to unroll. I'm gonna cut these a little bit bigger. And then, as you can see, they come apart. Then you can cut, if you want them smaller, you can come back in and you can cut them and make them smaller as well. So that is how you would make homemade pasta. And again, this allows you to go ahead and cook these in hot boiling water and eat them right away. You're not having to roll them out on a flat surface and let them dry and then cut, because mine would always end up real brittle. So this way you can actually cut them and enjoy. So this is a quick recipe from me to you to share from what we learned in Italy, and I hope you enjoy and give it a try. Thank you and have a great day.